the mistakes I've seen parents do is trying to replicate what they know onto their kids. But then they are different to these kids. I've seen parents say, just speak, as if it's like just that easy, or just get it right. And the frustration that sometimes a parent would have trying to push their child is what limits them. The key thing here is to give them a sense of responsibility that feels like they're leading, even though they don't have to always speak. Right? So showing them that actions also form a huge part of communication, because before you can even speak, your body comes forward first. So what are you doing with your body before you even have to speak?
You've seen children stand on stages speaking with confidence, and you ask yourself, could that ever be Kopano, Kyle? Would they be able to do that? And the truth is, they probably would, because children are young and they learn at a very young age to be able to speak with confidence, clarity, and make an impact, but only if you as a parent allow them. We are back again with the Junior Unforgettable Speakers Programme. And I have with me Rose, the lead facilitator for the program. Rose, welcome back.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be back.
Awesome. You look amazing.
Thank you.
And I know that we've spoken about your background and why you think communication and being able to speak is quite important. But now we all know that spending a lot of time in front of people means the possibility of making mistakes exists. So I want to know from you, have you ever had like a boo-boo on stage? What happened? How did you handle it?
I think we all have our fair share.
Yeah.
My biggest boo-boo was I was at a debate competition and I was there flowing. I had my rebuttal on. And the transition between now, coming from a community where we speak our home language all the time, and now I'm on the stage and I'm expected to just flow in English. My brain had a glitch and I found myself saying, when you go by that boroto. And, and it was like, ooh. And now everybody is like, whoa. So now I have to say, pardon me, bread. And I'm like, I need to move on. Okay, I need to get them to forget this. The good news is we won.
Oh, yay. Because of the boroto.
Boroto, when you buy boroto. Oh,
that's so funny.
It's a funny moment.
Yeah, that's so funny. And tell me, from that moment, what did you learn from that? Because I think for some people, that was the last day they spoke.
The biggest lesson for me was to take my time. Communication is as effective when someone can understand what you're saying. So there was no need for me to be rushing the way I was rushing. I was steaming hot. I forgot to breathe. I forgot to center myself and say, okay, what exactly are you trying to say to these people?
Yes. And also, I love that it was just a mistake. Yeah. You're still here. Look at you, a whole public speaking coach, even after that. Hey? Well, we're getting back into our game again. And today, I'm going to be giving Rose a word. You can play along. And how this is going to work is I give her a word. And within 15 seconds, now you have to be fast. So you have to boroto it. Yeah. You have to be fast, right? And you give me as many synonyms as possible. This is generally going to help all of us with our vocabulary. So you have to play along. You don't know the word. They don't know the word. The word for today is... La, la, la. The word is important. And your 15 seconds starts now.
Necessary. Required. Urgent. Priority. Speedy. Fast. On track.
Oh, there goes the alarm. There goes the alarm. What? I don't know. What's speedy on track? For important. Hey, English is an acquired skill, right? So some of the words we could have used, and this is for all of us because I only could find two, is crucial, vital, critical, essential,
Mm.
imperative. Oh, listen to that word. Oh, paramount. There's so many. Pivotal, and the list goes on and on. But well done. Not too bad. But not
Thank
too
you.
bad.
I tried. Like, oh, the pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then let's go back into the junior program and children and how they show up. I've seen that as parents, we try and teach our children communication because I mean it's our responsibility. They speak
Mm.
because we speak. And what would you say are some of the mistakes that we are making as parents when we are trying to teach our children how to speak?
Mm. Some of the mistakes I've seen parents do is trying to replicate what they know onto their kids,
Mm,
but then they are different to these kids. I've seen parents say, just speak, as if it's like just that easy, or
yeah.
just get it right. And the frustration that sometimes a parent would have trying to push their child is what limits them.
Yeah.
So let us not reflect our own ways into our children, but also it's easier to find a professional to assist you because they
Yeah.
can identify some of the things that you yourself are not ready to admit.
Mm.
Sometimes you're trying to get your child to overcome something that you yourself are still struggling with as an adult. That becomes a challenge.
Yes. Yes. Oh, the other day, my child was saying, "Look at the dustbin." I was like, "Whoa!" It's not. And then I remembered, but remember, he got the right word. The accent might not have been right, and it's
Mm.
okay. But parents, I was like, "Oh, that's not what it's called, my boy." Let's say it properly now. But yeah, he's learning. He's learning. And that's another thing. It's to accept the fact that they're still learning and there's room for them to develop and change as time goes, right? And how do
Mm.
you, in your world, when you think about supporting a child that is either like very expressive, very loud, how do you help children like that to be a bit more grounded or to actually speak like unforgettable speakers?
Yeah. It's a lot of work, I will admit.
Mm.
But it's about teaching them the system or the groundwork of a 3 point structure.
Mm.
So, a 3 point structure is your opening, your middle, and your ending. So, we have
Mm.
a system called the ACE: answer, side, and exit. So,
Yes.
once your kids that are bubblies, as I said, my bubbles. So, the bubbles, this method works best for them because now they need to concise their answer in a way that they answer or they provide the information. They give a little bit of an example or a reference to where that comes from because we want them to continue still talking. But
Mm.
then they need a strong closing so that they don't end up with the and they just don't know when to stop.
Sure. Yeah, that and you're like, okay,
Mm.
let's get to the oh,
The point.
let's get to the point.
Yeah.
Awesome. And with this, correcting of behavior, which is quite difficult, as parents, like I said, I was like, hey, don't say it like that. When in actual fact, there could have been better ways. How do you go about correcting children's behavior without impacting their confidence? And we all know that teacher that impacted our confidence at a very young age.
Yeah. The thing about kids is they love being involved. Kids love helping around. I mean, you can see it with your child at home. The next day you're baking, they're like, can I crack the eggs? Can I do this?
Yes.
So involve them in that process. So in your instance, where you said, my boy, we don't say that. Instead, you could try a calmer approach of saying, is there another word for that? Can we play a game of trying to find other words?
Mm.
Can we phrase it differently? Help them to figure it out on their own while you're supporting and steering them into the way you want them to answer.
Mm.
And give them that, yay, we got it moment. It's an achievement for them. These are the things they
Yes.
remember when they are adults.
Sure, that's so powerful. What you just said, it's an achievement. Like they love being right. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I did it. They didn't need our help for it. Yes. And then when it comes to the children that are a bit more shy, and I can just imagine this, the child that when they see strangers grabs you on the leg.
Mm.
How do you help children like that to become a little bit more social? Because that's what we're hoping public speaking skills gives them.
Yeah. So it starts with their own little imagination,
Mhm.
right? What I love about the shy kids is that there is a lot going on into those little brains. So enter into that space. Get them to read it out as a story. Get them to narrate things as if they were watching a TV program and they're a narrator or they're reading a story back to you. This is how you get them to start being comfortable in their speaking.
Yeah.
When you correct them again, you do it with the alternative. Is there an alternative way to say this?
Yeah.
And that's how they learn now to voice out. But also, if they're a little bit more scared to read out an entire story, start them with 2, 3 words, you know? Yeah.
Sure. I saw this happening at a preschool one day where they were letting the kids tell their stories to the classmates.
Yeah,
Oh, goodness, those
beautiful.
stories, guys. The kids were, I'm crawling on the wall like Spider-Man. And I was like, their imaginations, right?
It's
so cute.
beautiful.
I think
Yeah.
it's so cute. There's so much potential there. And how do you support a child who rushes when they're speaking? And this is very common, even with adults. We know this. I just want to finish, or I just want to speak quickly because I'm scared you're going to interrupt me. So I need to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So obviously those ones, their thinking process and their speaking is very fast. And that's where a lot of
Yeah.
mistakes happens when it comes to communication. So normally the best practice for them is pacing, teaching them the power of a pause. Pauses are so important because what they do is they allow you to breathe, but they allow your audience to process the last thing that you gave them while giving you a second to remember or to process what you were trying to say after. So we teach them the beat method. So when you're speaking, you have to get to a certain point where you give yourself a beat. So that's like 1, 2 taps. That's your pause. And then you proceed.
Wow. And that just shows how physical what you do with your body can help you with how you're speaking.
Yeah.
You heard it. You heard it. You heard it here. And when it comes to techniques that we can give children to improve their articulation, now this is the dustbin example. What do we do with children? Because they're still learning, they're hearing one person saying it like this, another saying like that. How do you help them with their articulation so that they can speak with clarity?
You know what I love about reading? Is that when you find a book that has a dictionary section or the dictionary itself, is that it also teaches you how to pronounce those words.
Yeah.
So I really think that while we are moving into a digital world, let us consistently keep on making sure that our kids have the physical dictionary. So that's what we normally also use within our sessions. So we will have dictionaries and we'll say, okay, so you've got this word. How do you say it? What is the dictionary instructing you on how to say it?
Yeah. And with regards to the reading aspect, I think what you're touching on is so important, that it's about also the reading out loud. We used to do that as children, and that's what the benefit is of being a child.
Yeah.
Is that they read out loud. When with the adults,
Internal
that's where it
voices.
all disappears, because you think you know until you have to say the word out loud. When it comes to children that are already, I don't want to use the word natural leaders, but children that are a little bit more assertive in their personalities. I've heard the words, he can come across as bossy. How do you help children like that to channel that energy in a way that doesn't become almost off-putting, where it's like, oh no, we don't want Palesa here because she's just going to be a bossy, in the way she's going to approach things. Yeah.
Yeah. The key thing here is to give them a sense of responsibility that feels like they're leading, even though they don't have to always speak. Right? So showing them that actions also form a huge part of communication, because before you can even speak, your body comes forward first. So what are you doing with your body before you even have to speak? Right? Are you the one helping people sit? You don't have to say much, you know? Are you the one making sure everybody has a glass of water? So sometimes it's these actions that will get you more notice before you have to speak. So giving those kids that sense of a responsibility, feeling like a leader, those are the skills that they also need.
Yes, we call it the balance of don't just talk the talk, walk the walk.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. And tell me, when it comes to just in general feedback that you can give or advice that you can give to parents when it comes to the importance of investing in their children for them to become confident speakers, what's the advice that you would have for parents there?
The advice would be look at your child in a different lens than where you are. Right? By different, I mean you might already be the executive at your workplace and you can command a room of 50 people.
Yeah.
But your child is still learning. Get them the right tools, get them the right support that's fitting for their age. Do not project what you are having a challenge with on them. So don't rush your child. Allow them to be.
We shouldn't rush our children, but we should also understand that they've got great potential and they can do amazing things. If you are looking at this and just seeing your child and the potential that they can reach, and you asking yourself, what can I do to get my child involved? Don't worry, we've got you from all over the world. We currently have a Junior Unforgettable Speakers program that you can register for. And this program will be starting very soon. There are very limited seats, and I'm going to leave the link below for you to be able to register your child and get them signed up for something that will change the trajectory of their life. Program is open to children from the ages of 7 all the way to 18, and they will be divided into different levels. They'll have the support of an English teacher as well as a speech therapist, because we know that our children need holistic support to not just be confident, but as well to use the right grammar and also be able to articulate words effectively. What do we say on Unforgettable Speakers at the end?
Remain unforgettable.